I had a bit of trouble coming onto the camera. So I was wondering. So right setting, right entry. So how would I enter for a legal drama? All right. So with with a computer bag or a briefcase, come take it out, that sort of thing. All right. Anyways, so first the English side. All right. First, let me position the camera carefully. And before I continue further, lawyers do embroider or do they hitch up their skirt? All right, here is my embroidery, and I showed you my slip. All right, so moving on. All right, this was originally planned, the Kannada portion, for my older sister. She's almost 5 years older than me, and she's been a widow for some years, as I've probably shared with you. She drives and runs runs her hand sort of after a deceased husband's company, and she's taken over all that, and she has a law degree following a liberal arts degree, and from Indian University, so Indian Bangalore University. And I thought this would be right, but then she signs papers. So, and she runs the company. Would they take her seriously after this set of legal arguments with the hero? All right, or conveniently arguing in court with her. And for Mr. and Mrs. Clooney, as I had dreamt this for the first half of the plot in English, would first half of the script. First half of the script in English would Ms. Amal Clooney, who is again a lawyer in her own right, practiced for a long time. She got married when she was, I think, 36, 37, 38. I have no idea. Soon after, had a baby, and then had twins, two babies, all at the right time. Well, that's all magic from her husband, George Clooney. All right, planned it that way. All right, twin orgasms, and there they were. So that was good. So, she teaches in Columbia University. She comes for jewelry ads in the New York Times Magazine. For looking really pretty. She is, she's she's very pretty, but doesn't have really a bosom. So, I, they're really loving. You see George Clooney doing the romantic thing here and there and that sort of thing. So they would be right, but she may be ruining her own resume. Same with my sister. So this could be for I'm suggesting these two people. Mr. and Mrs. Clooney. George Clooney would act as the hero. He would act as the hero. So he would just have a different hero. And then for my sister, she would have an actor as a hero. Is it all worth it? The aggravation, the arguments to follow with your own company people, my dear older sister. So we'll see. Anyway, so here I begin. Acknowledgements, Tessa Bailey, for telling me the secret to showing me in her book, as I shared with you, the secret to sexual contact. Although I have experienced sexual contact myself once. All right. So Mr. and Mrs. / Miss Dalton are fighting for and against the Catholic Church of Canada. Mr. George Dalton is the defense, and his wife, Miss Amal Dalton, is the prosecution. That morning, while having a hurried breakfast of cereal with milk and toast with crunchy peanut butter, within brackets, that's the setting. George, all this work and no play except for quick breakfast and quickies, my love, makes the Daltons a dull couple. Amal, watch me in action. My first client happens to be the Catholic Church of Canada. I shall bring you down to the atomic level. George, sometimes the best of things come in small packages. Tic Tacs and condoms and God's blessings for me. Amal, I like big things, big gateways. Let me see if I can win this case. Big wins. George, you made your point. I say, your 10 commandments and my 10 rules in court. Amal, elaborate, my love. George, you wait your turn in court. George, you wait your turn in court. Giving her a quick kiss is off, and so is she. In the provincial court, the bailiff, all rise. Judge Joseph Brown is coming to judge the proceedings of this case. Judge, today we are gathered here to try this case. People versus the Catholic Church of Canada. The prosecution, headed by Miss Dalton, is representing the Catholic Church of Canada. The people are being represented by Mr. Dalton. You may proceed with your arguments. When I ask, you can present your witnesses. Prosecution. I stand before you, Your Honor, to defend the people of Canada who do defend the Catholic Church of Canada. Oh, this is this. I got confused. But, I beg your pardon. I'm not a lawyer. This whole basis of, pros and cons, for and against in debates does not specifically, refer to cases in courts. All right. So it could be prosecution. So here, I think I corrected this. And, even in the Kannada portion, the different case, but um, prosecution is saying, I stand before you, Your Honor, to defend. So I could have gotten confused. Please excuse me. And if you are screening this, filming this, make the right adjustments. All right. I beg your pardon. I am not a lawyer. All right. So I'm an engineer, writer, artist. I stand before you, Your Honor, to defend the people of Canada who have had this revelation of God that the entire Christian Homo sapien race has limited itself with the Immaculate Conception. The female sex, on reaching puberty in a majority of cases, does not develop its mammary glands, in other words, breasts. This is because the basis of Christianity denies the freedom of this additional growth. Defense. Your Honor, let it be noted that the Catholic Church of Canada has not physically prevented women from developing breasts, knockers, hooters, racks, or simply mammary glands. It has chosen to base its procreation on the Immaculate Conception because the Virgin Mary had no breasts. Your average Christian man cannot have sexual intercourse the way God intended man to have because Virgin Mary preceded other Christian women. But speaking in favor of God, he created Adam without an aroused penis. So Virgin Mary says the fault lies with God and not with her or Joseph. Prosecution. So not with the Catholic Church of Canada. Prosecution. Objection, Your Honor. Defense is bringing in an unrelated argument. Defense. Judge, obviously, as the prosecution knows, there is a strong connection. I'll once again give her a biology lesson. Judge, objection overruled. You may present your witnesses. Prosecution. Prosecution. I call upon my first witness, John Long. Judge, he was the first man to take my virginity. Swear on the Bible, the Talmud, the Gita, and the Quran. I swear to tell the truth and nothing, only the truth and nothing else but the truth. I added my own thing there. Did you insert your hard, rock hard penis inside my inner vagina, penetrating my hymen, Mr. Long? Mr. Long, I certainly did. And remember how beautiful you looked. Prosecutor. Prosecutor, and I remember how good you were. Your witness, Mr. Dalton, for a cross examination. I have other witnesses, Mr. Sam Hart, Mr. Ron Harcock, Mr. Ravi 9-inch Long. Defense. I think the 3 witnesses are sufficient, Ms. Dalton. I'm going to cross examine you, John Long. Showing the witness 4 packs. You recognize these? They are small, medium, large, extra large sizes of condoms. Which size do you fit into, John Long? The extra large, always. Defense. Condoms come in one size only, the regular. No further questions, Judge. The prosecution sends the other 3 witnesses to the witness box. They all swear that they had penetrating sex. The defense cross-examines Sam Hart. Defense. Mr. Hart, I was having you tailed. You met an old lady friend, and she being single, you went to her house. I had her examined this morning. Would you say she is buxom or lissome? Sam, she's really slim. No breasts on her, but that's never stopped me, for I'm always big in her, when with beautiful or interesting women, or academic women. What did you find on her? Defense. No semen, only seminal fluid. No further questions, Your Honor. Mr. Ron Harcourt said he gave his lady friend the lead, and so although he could over and over again come inside her, he could not, for he was working against gravity. So he was not the right witness. The defense cross examines, and Mr. Harcourt confesses to being a polite man and not an inner sanctum man. Inner vagina man, meaning. Yeah. But his date had knockers the size of cantaloupes. And, so he says that. Next came Mr. 9 Inch Long, and he confessed to having had sexual intercourse every single time with Lissome, Buxom, and some other women. Defense. Defense cross examines Mr. Dalton. The lady was Lissome, and you penetrated her inner vagina? Mr. 9 Inch Long. Indeed, I did. My mother was a Virgin Mary devotee, and no breasts don't matter to me. Mr. Dalton, you're a strong man. Is the Kama Sutra your inspiration? And shows a few pictures from Lance Dew's illustrated Kama Sutra. Mr. 9 Inches Long. Yes, sir. And that kind of closes on the witnesses. One sort of debatable, but the other three were in favor of the defense. All right, so defense cross-examined well. Mr. Dalton shows some exhibits. Paintings by Renoir and other artists and excerpts from Barbara Cartland books. Mr. Dalton argues that in every single romantic book, the heroine had breasts. God created women with breasts and vagina. I say the Catholic Church of Canada has limited itself by centering its philosophy of procreation on the Immaculate Conception. Girls on reaching puberty may not develop breasts. So I've got a little. The female anatomy has had a possible mutation. They have the breastfeeding function to babies, which are the result of procreation. The people are right. The Catholic Church of Canada has to add sex as God intended it. But the Catholic Church of Canada is also right. So he kind of gave the case to Ms. Amal Dalton. Miss Dalton, a lissom, black-haired woman with no breasts, and proof that my husband, Mr. Dalton, here always has an erection when I need him to. We are planning to have a baby, and I say that the Catholic Church of Canada has encouraged this whole act between us. The church is right, and it has not limited itself. Mr. Dalton, if you say so, Miss Prosecutor, the Virgin Mary is a beautiful woman. I say breasts are essential, but I shall bring a bottle of wine, and that shall make up for the lack of mammary glands. Judge Brown rules in favor of Mr. Dalton, but concedes that Miss Dalton is a striking woman despite her lack of breasts, and wishes her all the best with the plan of having a baby, and hopes that he will see her in court after the baby's 3 years old. Mhm. All right, this is for my sister, Kannada. Tailor the beginning conversation in Kannada. Right, that's to the script writer in Kannada. The case being argued is that Shivaratri is a sexist festival. How can there be no place for Gavri or her maidenly form Parvati? Only the opening argument for the prosecution and defense, and the rest, cross witnesses, etc., the scriptwriter has to write. Defense is supporting the Hindu religion. Prosecution is speaking out against the Hindu religion. Again, I've gotten confused. But it depends on who's fighting whom, right? So that's what is important in law. Prosecution, Mr. Lawyer, Your Honor, ಶಿವರಾತ್ರಿಯ ಮೂಲವೇ ಶಿವನ ಪೂಜೆ. ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯಿಂದ ಶಿವನ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಸಕಲ ಇಷ್ಟವೂ ಪೂರ್ತಿಯಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇಗೆ ಅದು ಗಂಡಿನ ಆಚಾರ. ಗಂಡಿನ ಪೂಜೆ ಶಿವನ ಪೂಜೆ, ಅದು ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಾಡೋದು. ಗಂಡನ ಪೂಜೆ ಶಿವನ ಪೂಜೆ, ಅದು ಹೆಣ್ಣೆ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಶಿವನಿಗೆ ತನ್ನ ಏಕಾಂತ ಬೇಕು. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ಅಥವಾ ಅಮ್, ಹೆ- ಹೆತ್ತು ಹೆತ್ತಿದ ಗೌರಿ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಡ. ನಮಗೆ ಶಿವನ ಹಾವು ಬೇಡ. ಶಿವನಿಗೆ ಹೂವು ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ. ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್, ಯುವರ್ ಆನರ್, ಮಿಸ್ ಲಾಯರ್. ಶಿ ಇಸ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಲಾಯರ್. ಗಂಡು ಜಾತಿಯೇ ಹೀಗೆ. ಗಂಡಿನ ಸೃಷ್ಟನೆ, ಗಂಡಿನ ಮಹಿಮೆ. ಅದೇ ಶಿವನೆಂದು ಆಕಾರ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಆಕಾರ ಶಿವಲಿಂಗ. ಆ ಗಂಡಿಗೆ ಸದಾ ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರ. ಹೆಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಸದಾ ಗಂಡು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಅದು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರ. ಹಿಂದೂಯಿಸಂನಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ವತಿಗೆ ಸದಾ ಸೆಳೆಯೋ ರೂಪ ಕಷ್ಟ, ಗೌರಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರ. ಗೌರಿಗೆ ಸದಾ ತಾಯಿಯ ಸ್ವಭಾವ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಬೇಕಾದರೆ ಬೇಕಾದಾಗ, ಆದರೆ ಸದಾ ಶಿವನಿಗೆ ಶಿವಲಿಂಗ ಆಕಾರ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಆದರೆ ನನಗೆ ಶಿವರಾತ್ರಿ ಇಷ್ಟ. ಶಿವಲಿಂಗ ಇಷ್ಟ, ಆದರೆ ನನಗೆ ಶಿವಲಿಂಗ ಇಷ್ಟ. ಹಾವು ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನು ಬಯಸುವ ಸ್ವರೂಪ. ನಾನು ಸದಾ ಪ್ರಸ್ಥ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಮಿಸ್ ಲಾಯರ್, ನಾವಿಬ್ಬರು ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ನಾನು ಶಿವನಿಂದ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿ ಪಡಿಬೇಕು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆಸೆಯನ್ನು ನೆರವೇರಿಸಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗೆ ಆಗಲಿ. ಸದಾ ಶಿವಲಿಂಗ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಲಿ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಸೆಳೆಯೋ ಸ್ವಭಾವವಿರಲಿ. ಕೋರ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸೆಳೆಯೋದೇ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಆದರೆ ನೋ ಡೇಟಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರೆಸ್. ತಾವು ಅಷ್ಟು ಶಿವಲಿಂಗದ ಸ್ವರೂಪವನ್ನು ಬಯಸಬೇಕಾದರೆ ನಾನು ಶಿವಲಿಂಗದ ಚಿತ್ರವನ್ನು ಹೂವಿನಿಂದ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಆದರೆ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಅಗ್ರಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಹೂವಿನ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲೂ ಆರ್ಕಿಡ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ತುಂಬಕ್ಕೆ ಮಲ್ಲಿಗೆ, ಕನಕಾಂಬ್ರ. ಶಿವಲಿಂಗ ಚಿತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಚುಂಬರ ಅಂಬರ. ಮಿಸ್ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್, ನೀವು ಶಿವರಾತ್ರಿಗೆ ಬಿಲ್ಪತ್ರೆ ಅನ್ನವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ, ಹುಳಿ ಅವಲಕ್ಕಿ, ರವೆ ಉಂಡೆ, ಕೋಸಂಬರಿ, ಫ್ರೂಟ್ ಸಾಲಡ್ ವಿತ್ ಐಸ್ ಕ್ರೀಮ್. ಕೊಡದು what am I saying? Writing Kannada is a different script actually. Writing Kannada, that would take too long. We've never finished these scripts. ಕೊನೆಯದು, ಶಿವನ ರಾತ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶಿವನಿಗೆ ಶಿವಲಿಂಗದ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಬಂದರೆ ಬಿಸಿ ರಕ್ತ ತಂಪು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಐಸ್ ಕ್ರೀಮ್. ಸರಿನಾ ಮಿಸ್? ಸರಿನಾ ಮಿಸ್ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್, ನನ್ನ ಪಾಯಿಂಟು ರೀತಿಗೆ ಬರಲಿ, ಸಮಾಜದ ರೀತಿಗೆ ಬರಲಿ. ಶಿವಪಾರ್ವತಿ ಗೌರಿ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಬಿಡಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಅವನು ಗೃಹಸ್ಥನು. ವಿಷ್ಣು ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಜೊತೆ, ಬ್ರಹ್ಮ ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ಜೊತೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಶಿವ ಪಾರ್ವತಿ ಅಥವಾ ಗೌರಿ ಜೊತೆ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಅಂತ ಬಯಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರಾಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟರ್, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇಷ್ಟ ಹಠ ಹೆಣ್ಣಿನಲ್ಲಿ. ಸಾರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾರಿಯಾದರೆ ಮುನಿದರೆ ಮಾರಿ. ಹುಳಿಯಿಂದ ಗೂಳಿ, ಗೂಳಿಯಿಂದ ಬೋಳಿ ಮಗ. ಶಿವನ್ನೇ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಹಾವು ಬೇಡ. ಶಿವ ವಸಿ ಶಿವಲಿಂಗದ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ನನಗೆ ಸರಿ ಟೈಮ್ಗೆ ತಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಪ್ರತ್ಯಕ್ಷವಾಗಲಿ. ಕೇಸ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್, ಯುವರ್ ಆನರ್. ಶಿವರಾತ್ರಿ ಹಾಗೆ ಇರಲಿ. ಜಡ್ಜ್, ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮಿಬ್ಬರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೇಮ ಪತ್ತೇದಾರಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಪ್ರಾಸಿಕ್ಯೂಷನ್ ವಿನ್ಸ್. ಆದರೆ ಬಿ ವಾರ್ನ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರಾಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟರ್, ಕೋರ್ಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋದು ಪ್ರೇಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸೋಲು ಇರಬಹುದು. ಐಎನ್, ತಮಗೆ ಮಿಸ್ ಡಿಫೆನ್ಸ್, ಕೆಂಪು ತಂಪು, ನಿಮ್ಮಿಬ್ಬರ ಗುಂಪು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರಲಿ. ಕೆಂಪು ತಂಪು, ನಿಮ್ಮಿಬ್ಬರ ಗುಂಪು. ವಜ್ರ ಪ್ರಿಯತಮ ಭದ್ರ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. So that was what the judge, indulgent judge. I mean, what can you do? The two of them are having a romance going in court. So the judge is kind of okaying the whole proceedings. All right. Signing out, Gayatri Sitaram. Thank you. I'm coming to you from my YouTube webpage.